Seeing you here, gathered here today, my heart is so big. I just want to take a few moments to introduce who I am and how this conference came about. My name is Angela Weymouth, and I own Main Hatha Yoga here in Portland. And the fact that we pulled this conference together in a little over 3 months, during which time Maine has experienced its worst ever heroin overdose epidemic. That's a testament to me that the time is right. And when you have a vision that needs to manifest itself, the stars align and powerful forces back you up to make sure that that vision comes forth. A few years ago, a yoga student said to me, "Do you have any idea how many people from the recovery community do this yoga to help them stay sober?" He said, "You should really do something to bring this to more people in recovery." Well, because I'm human and I have fears and a lot of self-doubts, I replied with my feelings of inadequacy. But what can I do? I have no experience with addiction. I don't have that life experience. 15 years ago, my little brother died in a drunk driving accident at 23 and left a 3-year-old daughter behind. Last year, my oldest brother died after 20 years of OxyContin deterioration. He was also in a drunk driving accident that crushed his neck when he was 21. So yeah, I guess I do have some life experience. After his death, I had the strongest desire to reach out and do something that would help this community through our studio. I knew Kelly had used yoga to recover and that other students had said that the physical discipline of it had saved their lives, but I didn't know how serious they were. I succumbed to months of grief and despair and that notion of who am I to make a difference. Last January, I was driving home and heard a man's passionate story of recovery on NPR. I was so moved by his story that as soon as I got home, I searched the program to find his name. I immediately ordered the book, but as soon as it arrived, I hid it on my bookshelf. I didn't want to face the pain I knew it would dredge me through surrounding my brother's tragic death. Eventually, I began reading 1 chapter a week until by May I was glued to this book. It was the day before my brother would have turned 50 and almost exactly a year from his death that I finally knew what I could do. I found myself huddled in fear during a severe lightning storm, struggling through a panic attack, and vehemently clutching its last few pages. When apropos to the storm, I was struck by an intense need to contact Joe and ask him to speak in Portland on his triumphant survival of heroin addiction, of which he writes of in Acrobatic. It was a shot in the dark because I never imagined that he would reply to me, but he did almost immediately. A few months ago, in a moment of doubt that I could pull this day together, a yoga student said to me, "Angela, you've been doing this work all along. As soon as you opened your studio doors, it's just evolving and expanding." So if you have felt the way I did, who am I to make a difference? This problem is too big or too hopeless for me to do anything. If you have felt the way our speakers today felt during their darkest, tightest grip in addiction, it is my intention today to pass on a spark of hope that will light a torch in our community. I quote author Marianne Williamson, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous. Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine, as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's in everyone. As we let our light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Joe was my spark that set this in motion, but I also know without a shadow of a doubt that my brothers had a huge hand in helping me make this conference happen and show me what I could do to make a positive impact on what is being called America's secret health crisis. I dedicate this gathering today to my brothers.